2 minutes. It's starting in 10 seconds. Nope, it's starting now. Avoid legal snags by telling people what they're buying. Sorry, you're being recorded.
Oh my goodness. My heart was beating there. I didn't know what to do. Thank you for giving me that heads up.
You're welcome. Anytime, buddy. Welcome back, guys. It's another Talkmen Tuesday. On a Tuesday, it's currently February 4th. This is your host, Angel, and Sawyer Easel. Boom.
Now, for everybody wondering why it's on a Tuesday, I got caught with a little bug over the weekend, so I have been struggling. Hey, guy. So it's that time of year, and man, it hit me. It hit me hard. And so if I sound a little bit different, that's why.
He's head over heels with his fiance. He's got the love bug. That reminds me. February 14th is in 10 days.
I know. No. I have not.
Do you ask your fiance, like, do you want to be a Valentine's?
I think she doesn't really have a choice at this point. If she says no, then I take the ring back.
But do you ask her? That is the question.
I guess, yeah. I'll still ask her. And I just really hope that she says yes, because if she says no, then it'll be very awkward.
You live with me.
Yeah.
What are you going to do now?
Yeah. But it's kind of at that stage where it's like, what do you do for Valentine's Day? It's like, do you go out? I guess it's on a Friday this year. So do you go out? Buy her stuff, obviously, but don't really know what to get. We'll see. It's a whole ordeal. Have you ever gone out on a Valentine's Day dinner with anybody?
Sadly, out of my 26 years, I've never had a Valentine's Day.
You're not missing out. It's an overrated holiday, in my opinion.
For the people listening to this, Sawyer is currently engaged, and his fiance is currently in the room listening to this. Half of this podcast, because he has headphones on. Yeah.
Doesn't know what holiday we're talking about. Yeah. It could be anything that is in 10 days.
It's cool.
But I just don't get I don't get all the hubbub for it. Like, if you're in a relationship, great. It's basically just going out on a date with the person that you're in a relationship with. And sure, like, showing your love is always a good thing, but you should be doing that every day if you can. Like, you don't need one specific day to be like, and I just want you to know I love you today. Like, yeah, just love them every day.
As somebody who works in retail, I enjoy holidays because it's like more reason for people to buy stuff.
That's so true.
Like, this is so smart of like why people market this so much, because it's a reason for people to buy stuff, and you're like, whoa.
Oh yeah, definitely a Hallmark holiday.
Chocolate.
Yeah, chocolates, massive teddy bears that cost like $70 that you're gonna throw in the corner of your room and never touch.
Well, I went to like different 99-cent stores to try to find the TikTok jellies, fruit jellies that were trending. And I already saw some Valentine's Day candy, and I knew I wasn't gonna have a Valentine's Day candy, so I figured I'd buy some for myself.
It's a Mickey Mouse Valentine's Day heart that says "Hot Rod Diggity Dog."
And then another one, be the hero of your story, which I thought was fitting, because I'm the hero of my story.
Yeah, you should be your own hero. Yeah.
I wanted to make these into like some sort of TikTok, but I still haven't figured it out.
What's that thing?
Bracelets. Those.
Candy bracelets?
Yeah. Are those heart?
Oh, candy hearts.
What are they called? Yeah, candy hearts, I guess.
Yeah, I think they're just called candy hearts. I was never a big fan of those, to be completely honest with you. Those, and then like the little candy necklaces and candy bracelets that you put on, like, because they always just got like too sticky, and then I just never was a fan.
Oh, I'm trying to think about like, back in elementary school, how people love to like give out those little cards, and I never really brought a whole set, So I always felt bad when people would give them to me, and I'd be like,
Thanks.
"What do I give you?"
Yeah, we had a rule in my grade school that if you wanted to give out Valentine's Day cards, you had to give it out to the entire class. If you didn't want to participate, you didn't have to, but you couldn't just give one person one thing and nobody else anything else. In
Oh,
my grade school, each class was like 35 people, so it wasn't that massive of a class or anything. But it was everybody would get like the one-sided like Valentine's Day cards and then like tape up like a Reese's or something to the back of it, like a little Reese's cup or something.
right. It's always good. I'm trying to think of any highlight moments of elementary school, and I had to just think about did you have any? What were your field trips that you went as in elementary school, like memorable ones?
I didn't go on any really cool field trips in elementary school. I don't know why, but like the big ones were always just like I don't know, to like an old timey town that taught you how to churn butter or something like that, like the olden days, like little things like that. And then in eighth grade, we went on an eighth grade retreat, and it was basically just a camping ground, and we hung out there for the day.
Uh huh.
But like besides that, I don't remember too many like trips for field trips. I mean, sixth grade was the when they taught you about love and sex and all that stuff. So we went to like a facility that taught us all about that, which was called, I think it was Robert Crown, and like they showed you DVDs about pregnancies and stuff like that. And that was
Uh
always the highlight. Actually, now that I'm talking,
huh.
I
Yes.
remember one.
Yes.
It was like an invention convention type of place, and we went there, and it was like seventh grade, and we went to this one building, and you all you had to do was you had to think of an idea, like an invention, and you had to like create like marketing material for it.
Mhm.
And I thought that was the coolest thing. That's what. That's the one that I remember after saying that we didn't go on anything, and I rattled off like four.
I can think of like, 'cause I lived in California in elementary school. Um, Second grade we went to SeaWorld.
Oh, that's cool.
The whales are so cool. And then third grade, I believe we went to Legoland. And then that's the highlights of my field trips. Legoland and SeaWorld.
Did you
Which
get a driver's license at Legoland?
I think I did.
Yeah.
And I just had a lot of Legos, which I wanted to buy them all, but they're very expensive. So I didn't buy any.
There is a new show that's coming on TV. It's called like it's like Master Crafter or something like that. It's all about like it's a competition about building Legos, and I am so excited for it. I think that's going to be such a cool show. I think it's on like NBC, I want to say, but it should be starting pretty soon. So
Who could build the best Legos or like the fastest Legos?
I think it's just like the biggest thing in like a certain amount of time, and
Mhm.
so I'm very excited for it. That's something that is kind of on my list. I'm gonna look it up right now. Lego.
And then, just talking about elementary school reminds me of, did you have those like multiplication tables that you had to fill out like in third grade of who like was the fastest? How many did you know?
Oh yeah, I usually did pretty good at that. I don't want to brag, but I was in the smart math group growing up. So people wanted to be my friend for math class purposes.
My mom, before I wanted to like go visit a neighbor to just have fun and hang out, she'd make me
Mhm.
do the math times table, multiplication tables, and so I wanted to go out a lot, right, to have fun with my friends. So I practiced a lot, so I got very good at it. And I think I
Just like
got
30 seconds later, I'm done. Angel, you had 100 you had to go through. Yeah, I'm done.
yeah, honestly, it was like that. And then she'd always be surprised because she would always see me playing and hanging out with friends or like playing on my Game Boy. And she's like, I always see you playing, but you're always like getting these multiplication tables right. And like she remembers this, and I was like, I'm playing like with my Game Boy on my hand, but in here I'm practicing.
Always practicing.
Yeah. Yeah, but me and my sister were completely opposites. Um, she she was like a rebel, and she didn't like being like basically for her to study, you have to take it to the library and like have her study in a completely silent space. Because if she saw my dad watching TV, he's watching TV. Why can't I watch TV? My dad would be like, I can watch TV if I want to. You go study.
So she always felt like she was missing out on things and just wanted to go do what other people were doing instead of focusing.
Right, and that's what she thought. My mom thought it was gonna be the same way with me, like having to tell me what to do. But I just didn't like people telling me what to do. So I
Yeah.
was like, Mom, don't worry about it. Like from my mistakes, I'll learn from them. I remember a second grade teacher like told us that lesson probably that day, and I'm like, that's what I went with. And from then
And it
on, she was
just
like,
stuck.
yeah, she was okay. You think you're like a grown adult, then go for it. And as long as I didn't like my grades were always good enough, like good for my mom not to complain about my grades, so she
Yeah.
just like let me be. I'm like, thank you. I didn't like that. I didn't like when we were like, okay, homework time. I'm like, I know when to do my homework. I'm doing my homework. I don't know why. I just didn't like that.
Yeah, I was such a bad student growing up too, like studying. If I had to do something, like study just anything, I would always just go on my computer, have like half of my browser on what I was supposed to be studying, the other half was like a game of some sort, and then I would just be playing the game the whole time. Then whenever my parents came in, I would exit out of the game and just full screen the study thing. And then it's like,
Ugh.
"Oh, you've been studying for a while. Let's quiz you." And I'm like, no, no, I'm good. And then they would quiz me and I would get them all wrong. And I'm like, it's just so hard. It's like, I just did not study growing up whatsoever.
I think I only started studying like in 12th grade. Like I don't know. It wasn't until like calculus where I thought like, studying was necessary. And then
Yeah.
other than that, just like I'm not saying I got the best grades, but like I got decent enough to like go by.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until like 12th grade where like just going by wasn't enough. Like you actually had to study to get decent grades.
Mhm.
Calculus sucked.
I took a stats class at Purdue, and woo, that was an eye opener because I never really studied for math too much just because I was like, oh, math is easy. But then that class, and I was kind of the same way. I didn't really start studying too seriously probably until like 11th or 12th grade. And then I was like, okay, this is getting pretty difficult. And then college, like I actually enjoyed studying to a degree after freshman year, after I realized I couldn't just go out all the time.
What? College isn't like the movies? It's
Crazy.
they have to act studying all the time when they're not partying part. Uh,
I wish
talking
it was
about
just
college,
partying.
I sent Mark our graduation photos because I was like going through my laptop, and it's almost 4 years since he graduated.
4
4 years,
years.
like that. I don't like college was 5 years for me, 5 years for him, no 4.5 for him, but like it's supposed to be 4 years,
That's
and that's already
crazy.
passed after college. And he's like, I miss it, like I miss it too. But I'm like, where did the time go?
I know.
4 years. I don't know.
You're old.
Yeah. Basically, 26. He's 26 too, and he he also he's living with his girlfriend, so they're basically married.
Basically. That's how that works.
Okay, wait. Okay, let's say we're gonna hypothetically speaking, if we're like going to a location and we're gonna like split a hotel, right? Let's
Yeah.
say with you and your fiance, or and of course 2 beds and whatnot.
So it's me, you,
How
and
would
Candace in this
yeah
in this room. Okay.
in the hotel? How would you split it? Do you just be like, okay, we're gonna cut it half because it's like um the full price divided by two, or would you divide it by three?
I would say probably for simplicity purposes, I would divide it by 3, just because if you divide it by, just because it's cheaper for everybody
Uh-huh.
at that point. I
Uh-huh.
would say if you go there and it's like, and then you like, so me and Candace are just sleeping there, but then you start eating all the concessions and everything like that, then I'd be like, okay, we're splitting this in half. Like you're paying for some of that stuff that you just ate. But I would
Right.
say just so everybody's like all on good terms with each other, I feel like you just gotta split it 3 ways.
Okay. Mark thought the same way. And I'm like, I see you guys as one. We're splitting it by half.
Uh, I mean, yeah, I could see that too. I feel like it's kind of weird because I feel like we would have different thought process. Like I feel like you would say, let's split it 3 ways, but then me and Mark would say, no, we'll just split it in half.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's strange.
That's why I spoke about this. 'Cause I'm like, yeah, I just saw him as one, so like we're splitting it 2 ways. He's like, that means more for you, but I'm like, I see you guys as one. You're just gonna share the same bed. It's okay.
Oh, are you allowed to say where you're going for your event yet?
We're going to New Jersey, Seabright.
What the
And
theme is? Because I think that was the big thing. Are you allowed to say that yet?
I need to text Mark if he's gotten the invitation. So probably not, because I don't know yet.
Goodness gracious.
But next week you'll figure it out.
So this was, if you remember from last week's episode, Angel was laying out these strong hints about this awesome party that him and Mark, who was on the other podcast that we had, I mean, one of the first ones, that they got invited to. And then Angel would never tell me or tell us what the theme for it is because Mark didn't know.
Yeah.
And so now the mystery continues.
I was actually looking at flights for it, and it's like $388 to fly from Chicago, but there's an airport nearby, a small airport, and it's like $533. So like around $140 more to fly nearby. But I'm literally thinking about flying that nearby airport because people can drop me off there, and I don't have my car in Chicago.
Yeah.
How is Chicago airport?
I mean, if you're going out, are you going out of Midway or O'Hare?
O'Hare.
O'Hare's crazier, I feel like, than Midway, just because it's bigger. But yeah, I wouldn't worry about, I guess, like parking and everything. That's where the price will bite you because they got pretty steep parking prices just to keep your car in like garages and stuff.
Do you know how much it is? Economy? I think it's like $15 to $20 where I saw, but it came out.
I'm not sure. Sometimes it's by the day too.
It basically came out to like $50 more if you included parking and gas of me leaving my car in Chicago, and I'm like, I'm literally thinking about paying the like $55 more just to fly from a nearby airport because less of a hassle of Chicago traffic.
Yeah.
Chicago, like the whole business of the airport and customs in Chicago, because customs at a local airport is so much easier, so much relaxed. It's like choosing Indy in Chicago. I'd rather go Indy than Chicago, and I haven't even flown
go anywhere than Chicago. Like, Chicago airports blow.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
especially O'Hare, just because O'Hare, like everybody like connects through there or something like that. I feel just because it's right in the middle.
Yeah, because I'm basically paying to fly instead of drive to Chicago.
Yeah.
The flight connects to Chicago and Chicago there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then 2 hours instead of driving, just fine, chilling.
Yeah.
I could probably edit or something.
I mean, that's the thing with flying instead of driving. Like, when you're flying, you can just do whatever you want to do. You don't have to be too crazy focused or whatever. So if you're editing or if you're napping, listening to the podcast to gain that view time.
I got headphones that have, what is it called? Shoot.
Oh,
noise cancellation. Yep, noise canceling headphones. This is why I bought them. So you have a conversation with a person, you slide them on, boom. Or you start a conversation with somebody, and things aren't going too well, right? Like, I'm listening to music. I'm listening to a podcast. And boom, they can interrupt you.
By the way, you should listen to this podcast too. It is a great podcast.
It looks like we might have like 13 viewers, consistent listeners.
Oh yeah?
So that's cool.
Hey, all you 13 people.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Watch it just be us two listening to all the different platforms.
Yeah, seriously, listen on my laptop, listen on my phone, listen on my computer at work. Heck, I'm gonna pull up an iPad, start listening to it on an iPad.
It's always funny. But yeah, we're always international. So thank you, international people, for listening, or at least clicking it and downloading it, and that's all we need.
Yeah, pretending to listen. Have it on mute in the background for all we care, but then you won't get the question of the day. So, did you watch the Super Bowl?
I watched highlights of it.
You did not watch the Super Bowl. We talked about this last podcast.
I was working. Well, I was basically at the store. So I watched the highlights and the halftime show. Shakira.
What'd you think of the halftime show?
Shakira. JLO. How are they over 40?
47 and 50. It was Shakira's birthday during the Super Bowl. She turned 47, and JLO is 50.
Oh, and then like 15 minutes of straight up dancing choreography. Like I've been in dance shows before, and that looked very intense. And
I've tried dancing at weddings before, and that's intense.
But I always wanted to ask Shakira how she saw the Super Bowl compared to because she's open for the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
How does she like see both of those together, or is it just like another performance for her?
Yeah. Well, she did Waka Waka for the Super Bowl, so tying those two together.
Yeah. Well, she did 2010.
Yeah, I think so.
I was surprised. I don't know why, but I saw like JLo's Instagram followers, and she had more than Shakira. But then thinking about all JLo does, and then I don't know why, but I just think about Shakira as a singer. But when I think about actress, singer, and probably I don't know what else.
She's an actress. She's a host on a dance TV show.
That's what it is.
Like
And
she's in a bunch.
And she's always working too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they have a life. And they're like, yeah, they don't. Work is their life.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's intense. And she said she made a movie in 27 days, Hustlers.
Hustlers.
I want to go see that. No disrespect to JLo.
You're throwing shade on her name right now, Angel, and I do not appreciate it. I will stand up for Jennifer Lopez. JLo, you hear me right now. Come on the podcast. I'll stand up for you.
Yeah, half the show was amazing. The trailer for Hustlers was amazing. It caught you. It made you want to watch it. But the actual movie put me and my friend to sleep.
So you watched the trailer for Hustlers and only highlights of the Super Bowl. Do you watch anything in full? Or
No, I did watch Hustlers in full. Well,
oh, only the trailer caught your eye. The
yeah,
actual movie stunk.
The trailer caught my eye, and I made me want to watch it, and so did my sister and a couple other friends. But like me and my friend like slept through. Yeah, so it just I don't know. I feel like there was not enough action. A lot of talking, like how he put it. There's a lot of talking.
So what I'm hearing right now is Jennifer Lopez put you to sleep. Wow.
But the halftime show woke me up. What was another one? The Joker was another movie that was supposed to be like very good and whatnot, and it put me and my friend to sleep.
Really?
Apparently, me and my friend have like similar taste. Like, well, at least we both think if there's not enough action, we both want to sleep during the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I never saw The Joker. That was one that I really wanted to see, but I could never get anybody to go with me just because they heard it was like dark and creepy and stuff like that. I'm like, I can get that. I understand that. But it's still on my checklist of one I want to watch.
It is dark and creepy. It's a lot of storytelling.
Yeah.
A lot of storytelling. And if you're an action guy, it's not the movie for you.
Really?
Yeah, I just love action. Like,
Yeah.
do something.
Come on, stop talking and do it. Actions speak louder than words.
Like my friend was like, if somebody doesn't die right now, like I'm gonna go to sleep. Like he hasn't killed anybody.
Well, if you like action, I can't promise any death, but Frozen 2 is a great film. Man.
What is Frozen 1 about?
Okay, so there we are in the cold city of Arendelle. Princess Anna, Queen Elsa. It's basically about two sisters. One of them has superpowers and is born with it. The other one doesn't. The superpower one tries to control her powers, ends up hurting the younger sister, so they have to take them to powerful trolls. The trolls heal her, tell her that you need to contain your magic or else you're going to start hurting people. So she's living her whole life thinking that she's different and she can't be herself. Finally, she grows up. Her parents are dead. Yeah, that was a kind of a spoiler. Parents die.
Spoiler.
And the girl with the magic is like, I just need to be myself. So she runs away to a big mountain. It's a big let it go dance sequence, tosses her hair around a little bit, changes dresses, and then realizes that, hey, I could just be myself and everybody will appreciate me. And that's Frozen.
So if you ever ask Sawyer to describe a movie, he'll lay the whole plot line out.
Here we go, ready? What's
Frozen
it
2.
called? Frozen 2. So there we are.
Spoiler alert, guys. Spoiler alert. If you haven't watched Frozen 2, stop listening.
Fast forward about 30 seconds because this will be quick. Frozen 2. So the magic one is the queen now. Princess one is like the princess still. And there's these rumors about like where magic came from, what Arendelle was beforehand, and it was there's a secret land where all these spirits got together, and it was like the earth, wind, water, fire spirits, and it's all magic. Exactly. And then all of a sudden, like they just stopped, and so it's about Elsa, who's the Snow Queen, with all the powers, trying to just figure out where she got her powers and where she belongs. And then it turns out she's the fifth spirit. And so then basically she hangs out there after she controls her power, and her sister becomes the new queen.
The fifth spirit, as in like water spirit, air spirit.
Yeah, so it's water, air, earth, fire, snow.
Snow is water.
Don't tell the people on Frozen 2
that. So now there's water, earth, fire, air.
I think technically,
snow.
I think technically, like the fifth spirit is Elsa, and it's not Snow because she's supposed to be the bridge between the spirit world and the human world, or I guess the magic world and the regular world. So I think technically, if you look it up, it says Elsa is the fifth spirit, but I like saying Snow better because that's essentially what it is.
So is Elsa immortal, or is the fifth spirit changes from time to time?
No, she's not immortal. I don't really know actually. Whenever she dies, if a new person is chosen,
so
I don't know.
Is she basically like the Avatar? And instead of calling it the Avatar, they call her the fifth spirit.
They call it Frozen 2. Yeah, honestly, I would say that that's a good way of thinking about it.
She's the Avatar, but in Frozen 2, they call him the fifth spirit. She is the fifth spirit. I really like the Avatar.
This has been your Disney rundown with Sawyer and Angel. Okay, I want you to explain to me. What's a good movie I can have you explain to me? I want to keep
Bad
it.
Boys.
I've never seen Bad Boys. So yeah, explain to me Bad Boys.
Okay, I think I want to do as good a job you did for like explaining Frozen and Frozen 2. But Bad Boys. Two cops down in Miami mess up big time. Always trying to make a big bust. They don't do a good job at it. But they finally get some good information about. I'm thinking I might be mixing up the two, but they're both very similar.
Oh,
about
Bad Boys 2.
yeah, snap. Because like one of them, ah, okay, they get good information about drugs coming in, and they basically bust them. Yes, that's Bad Boys One, and they go undercover and everything. The whole classic cops versus um, drug cartels, and there's a lot of shooting, a lot of killing.
Oh God.
It's wonderful. And so they actually bust them, and the town gets saved. They're honored, and boom, Bad Boys 1. Now, Bad Boys 2 has a similar plot line, which more drugs come in. They're cops. They're about to bust them. They don't do a very good job at it, so sheriffs get mad. And get this, one of the cops has a sister who is involved in some sort of business that the cartel wants. But
Mm.
um, I think I'm not sure if she's in the actual business or in FBI or some sort of different organization that she goes undercover, but her cover is blown, and so the drug cartels capture her and take her to Cuba. So now the
Have to
cops.
go get them.
Yep, exactly. And Cuba.
Not
at
very
the
cop friendly.
yeah, at the time, it was not very cop friendly or American friendly. Things have somewhat changed, so they got to go incognito. And this drug cartel basically runs the army of Cuba, and so uh, they what they're getting into is basically going into a mansion filled with security guards, and by security I mean the army of Cuba.
The Cuban army.
The Cuban army. And so they pull the people who are brave enough to go in there and get them out and get the sister out. And yeah, basically it.
You are so much better at explaining than I am at explaining. In my mind, I'm like, you just go. This is what it is. A to Z. That's it. And you're like, you actually like walk step by step through like the plot line of what happens. You're so much better
I
than
was just
me.
need more details. I feel like yours are simpler. I'm like, side note, side note, side note. And then I think you get to that.
I think I'm at the end.
Oh, there's a really cool movie scene at Bad Boys 2 where they basically they went for the suicide mission of going into a cartel's mansion protected by the Cuban army, and they got the girl. Oh yeah, it's the cop's sister, and the other cop likes the cop's sister.
Ah,
Mental twist to
woohoo.
yo. So after they get the girl, they actually go to the U.S. embassy to get protection because the cartel and the Cuban army are after them.
I was gonna say they probably needed it at that point.
It's like, you're going against the Cuban army. But now, definitely, Cuba's not more friendly towards the U.S. At least for now.
What's Bad Boys for Life about? Do you know? Have you seen the trailer?
I have not seen the trailer, but I feel like
Uh,
it's a similar plot line.
Except we're gonna be going to like the Philippines this time.
Really?
I know. I have no idea. I have
Ah!
no idea.
I was like, I'm gonna actually look it up right now. Bad Boy for Life plotline. Let's see what it goes. Oh snap! No wait. Ah. Oh snap! Sorry, I keep forgetting somebody's here.
Very descriptive.
Plot. It's set 17 years after the last film. Apparently Mike Laurie,
Like Lawrence, or oh, I was thinking Martin Lawrence, who's the
Laurie, Laurie. I don't know.
Mike.
Mike. He's shot by an assassin named Armando. And then Armando is Uh, he's part of the cartel. Uh, arm dealer. Apparently, they're gonna get another cartel guy.
Hey, they found their niche area. Might as well keep going for it.
Uh, yeah, I'm guessing. I'm like reading this, trying to like figure out. I think Mike wants to retire, and Will's like, no, we gotta do one last time, one last gig, and it's to get this cartel guy. Yeah, it's basically the same thing, but
Yeah.
another cartel guy. That cartel guy apparently tried to assassinate Mike, and they're going after him. Boom. And they've been doing a lot of promotions. It's already out now. Go watch Bad Boys Live.
No free ads.
Will Smith, if you're watching this, throw some ad money over here. But yeah, he's been. I like how he explained it. Apparently, Terminator gave advice to Will Smith of like, if you want your movie, like if you want a good movie in the U.S., that doesn't make it a good movie. It's like a great movie once people from all over the world want to see your movie. And like, how do you do that? You gotta go to every city, like shake hands and like go with the fans, go with the people.
Yeah.
It's when you'll make a great movie. And that's what he's been doing lately.
Yeah.
He's on that press run.
And this is where we let everybody know that we're actually going to be going on tour. Talkman Tuesday podcast coming to each viewer's city. So we'll be going to Denmark, Sweden.
Maybe like
Spread the word.
Minimum like 4 or 5 years, and then I can see it happening. I like how some YouTubers who've done podcasts and actually gone on tour, how like they actually talk about explaining that to their friends. It's like, wait, you're telling me people buy tickets to see you guys talk on stage? Like, yeah, that's what a live podcast is.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? That is insane. If you're friends with somebody who ends up becoming famous, you're like, but you're just like Angel.
Yeah, you're just a normal person. Like, you're the kid I sat next to in blank and blank class or whatnot. There was actually a YouTuber, Mini Lad, who he went on tour and he came to Chicago, and the theater that he went to is like probably 7-10 blocks away from my apartment. And I was very close to buying a ticket just to go see him. So I could have had a lot more to say about this. But yeah, I think it's interesting just because, they got to do something different. They got to, have a new, topic. Is they can't just sit there and be making a video. So they have to make it entertaining. And hour and a half, 2 hours of doing that. And I think it's cool.
That's the complicated part of like it can't just literally just be them talking, but they have to add some more entertaining aspects of it and try to get and see if they want to get the audience involved or not.
Yeah, for like Q&A sessions, things like that at the end. But
yeah,
I feel like I would get way too nervous to do that. I'd be like, I don't know, but again, when you get to that level too, you're probably a little bit more comfortable with things, but.
Well, also, your first one's gonna suck, and then
yeah. So don't buy tickets to the first one. Buy tickets to the second or third.
David Dobrik, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like he went on tour, live tour. I think last year, like the year before that, and like his partner was like, "You always say it sucks." I'm like, and one of them says it sucks, or how he puts it. He likes to point out ways that they can improve. The other guy sees it. You say that it sucks. I'm not saying it sucks. I'm saying we could do so many things that are better. And then the other guy's like, but it was so good anyways. It's like, but it could be
constructive. Yeah, always improve. Never settle.
Yeah. And so that's always funny because the audience probably thinks it's amazing because it's their first time seeing anything.
Mm-hmm.
So. Mm-hmm. Stay tuned for the live tour of Talkmen Tuesday.
But we will only have things on Tuesdays.
Then I want to see a live podcast. See what they're about.
I feel like that would be. I feel like a live podcast would definitely be a lot easier than trying to set up a show. It'd be, I mean, just kind of like my current setup, but there would be probably 20 more of my fiancés out there just listening, and they wouldn't just hear half of it; they would hear the full thing.
Would it basically be like a late night show? It would be like a late night show, wouldn't it?
I would say to a degree, probably.
Like
I
Ellen
mean,
DeGeneres, Jimmy Fallon, and then whatever they want to put in, like add games, involve the audience.
yeah,
Oh, do you know Lily Singh?
I've heard of her. Does she? Yes, I have. I was thinking she was the person that wears like the bright red lipstick, but that's somebody else. Lily Singh. I know who Lily Singh is.
She started YouTube around. I think she's been on YouTube for like 10 years.
Hmm.
And she got a late night talk show host. She's a late night talk show host now.
Really?
She went from YouTube for 10 years to now basically mainstream in television.
That's interesting.
A little late with Lily Singh. Yeah, I think that's her show.
Interesting.
And so Gary Vee was like, I basically predicted this when YouTube started. People
Yeah.
would go from like YouTube to mainstream media, and then the people who are famous on the internet, it's like Shaq's vlogging now. Basically, people have to compete
Yeah.
with the internet because the more people who see you, the more people that want to like things from you or like want to see your stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it reaches a wider audience. Like again, for this, we never thought that we would have people internationally listening to our stuff, but it's a quick YouTube search, and even if you stumble on it by accident, like it's just how you gain a following and everything too. It's crazy.
I was thinking about the title of this, like halftime show report.
Halftime show report. I like it. Halftime show. JLO makes us fall asleep. Bad boys. Bad boys for life. A repeated story.
Really. It's like, have you seen Men in Black? How many of those do they have? You haven't seen Men in Black?
No.
Oh, I think
Because they made a new one recently too.
I think those are they're doing a Fast 9.
I saw that too. Yeah. I've seen one Fast and Furious movie.
What?
Yeah. I never got into it. I don't know why I never got into it.
I think I really got into like the first two, and after I don't know, after 3 or 4, I'm like,
It's just the same concept over and over and over again.
yeah, I don't know, I just can't make it as compelling as like the first or second one, where it's like, tell me more. I'm like, I
Yeah.
think I kind of enough.
Yeah. Oh, you have a fast car? Oh, he's got another fast car. Oh, I bet my car is going to be faster than his car. Let's race. Ooh, I win, barely.
A little romance in there.
Yeah. Throw the Rock in there too.
And now
John Cena's in it, yeah.
I made the little can't see me motion. John Cena is the new brother of, I forgot his name, Vin
Yeah.
Diesel.
Yeah, Vin Diesel's character. I
Yeah.
don't know what he is.
I feel like it's on the tip of my tongue, but I'm like,
Is it Don?
Don's
Don?
brother.
I don't know. I don't know if I was thinking that because I was thinking of Mad Men with Don Draper, or if it was actually like Don and I was right about thinking it, but I was like, Don sounds right.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. So, a lot of movie promotions.
Yeah, seriously. This is the movie episode. This is our attempting to explain movies, the plots of movies, going through the halftime thing. This has been an entertainment type of episode.
Wait, what was your thoughts about the halftime show? Did JLo put you to sleep?
No, I thought it was good. I thought it was a good show. Like, there's a lot of times where I'm just like, I could go for or like could care less about the halftime show, but like that kept my interest the entire time. Like it was very entertaining.
Get this. One of the singers that Shakira and JLO brought out, Bad Bunny. I think he's been in. Like, he popped probably 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
He literally at one interview was like, I don't know if it was the Grammys or it was like a big award show. And the interview was like asking him about his past, and he was like, "Yeah, last year I was working at a grocery store," and the interviewer was like, "You're telling me like last year, like 365 days ago, you were working at a grocery store. Now you're like at the Grammys?" He's like, "Yeah."
That's crazy.
And that's why people were like, "Why is Bad Bunny there? Like JLo and Shakira have been in the game for so long. Bad Bunny's been there for like 3 years, and now he's
Yeah.
at the Super Bowl." But yeah, he's been popping, and he's been. He has. I guess he has that talent for him to be consistently up there and
Hmm.
having those hits.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Which is something to hang its hat on for sure with all of that. Like, imagine the lifestyle change from going like working at a grocery store to then all of that. And again, like the guy's probably working like crazy for it. Like I'm not saying he didn't put in the work, but just that quick flip around is awesome.
Hmm. I like how they say that's why you gotta do something that you love because it doesn't feel like work, and you need to put in those hours to actually make it worthwhile, and then be be kept on top. Look at
Making me really feel bad for having to push the podcast from yesterday to today because I was sick. I love this. I swear I was just sick. This is where the Talkmen Tuesday falls apart.
This is when we fight. This is this is what never started. What could have been.
And we will catch it all on the recording.
I always like talk about like music groups, like huge music groups that like are together, and then imagine trying to keep five heads together, going through all that work. Now I understand why so many groups fall apart.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of work, and then you're still human. You still go through like the motions of everything.
Hmm.
So for
I
you to get
think
in a fight,
I think it's crazy because the Jonas Brothers, like growing up, like they're a family, so it probably makes it a little bit easier. But growing up together with their rise to fame, and then they got older, and then they kind of went their own separate ways. Then coming back, and it's like they never left. Like I feel like that's just such an abnormal situation there to have such success and like everybody still be together. I feel like it's more stories with like One Direction where you grow up, you do great things, and then everybody just kind of takes it their own career. Like I doubt they're gonna come back together as One Direction. So
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder how. I wonder if being family helped them come back together as one, and it wasn't like them never doing it again.
yeah, yeah. And I wonder even why they decided to leave off in the first place to like just stop recording together and everything like that, and then what made them want to come back too.
Yeah, I wonder if like somebody wanted to be like try their own little thing, but then
Hmm.
realized they couldn't get that much traction. Like have being a solo artist rather than being a group.
Yeah. Well, the older one, Joe Jonas, he was in like I want to say it's like DNCE. I think that was the band that he was in. So he like had like another band
Huh.
when the Jonas Brothers were a thing. And like I
Ah.
wonder if he's still in that. So like he was doing his own separate thing. But I think the other two, I don't think that they were really doing anything. I could be completely wrong on that, but
Watch you ever get big and talk about current events. We're like, guys, this is two guys not knowing anything. Don't take it seriously.
yeah, it's pop culture topics for guys that don't really know pop culture too much.
Yeah, basically summarize it. But in other news, Justin Bieber's back. He came back with a documentary
Ooh, I was gonna just start whispering "yummy, yummy" into the microphone. He came out with a documentary.
on YouTube. YouTube's coming out with documentaries. YouTube's trying to get in the game of streaming wars.
Good luck. Well, I mean, YouTube does have YouTube TV, so
The YouTube Premium, um, but Guess what the yummy song's about?
Intercourse.
Ellen asked him that, and he was like, "So what is yummy about?" I'm like, "We have an ideas, but like, we want to hear it from you." He's like, "My sex life."
I mean, you just gotta own it. You know,
He's
everybody
like,
kind of
"I'm a
has a
married man
feeling
now."
what it is. Yeah, he's a married man. As long as he's just talking about like his wife at this point, like can't get mad at the guy. She
Apparently,
can, but
he really loves to perform, like at stages.
really,
So that's why when he said he wanted to stop the tour, people were scared because they were like, "This is what he loves to do." For him to say
yeah,
no, it's like something must be really wrong.
you know,
And he's finally feeling it back that like he's enjoying, or Ariana Grande brought him out when she was performing, and
mm,
he enjoyed it again.
yeah,
So he's like, album coming soon.
yeah.
He's another good one that like another.
I like him. I don't have like anything really negative about him. I mean, when he was younger, everybody was like, "Oh, Justin Bieber," but I thought it was just kind of cool to not like him. Like I
Uh,
like his music. Like I think it's legitimately good music.
mhm. He's the original YouTuber to go from YouTube to
Mm-hmm.
mainstream.
Yeah.
YouTubers are like, Justin's like the only real one who's like made a successful transition into mainstream media.
Wasn't Taylor Swift? I thought Taylor Swift was too.
I don't know about
I
that.
thought she sang "Teardrops on My Guitar."
Uh, I can see that. I just know she played a lot in Nashville.
I got the
Probably
thumbs
that
up
too.
from Candace.
Yeah. Huh.
So
Boom.
she's another YouTuber who
She
also just came
based
out with a documentary on Netflix too. Look at that.
ba- streaming wars,
Mm-hmm.
and apparently when cables or like um TV channels want to get people's attentions, they come out with documentaries
No,
because people love documentaries.
I like certain documentaries. Have you seen the documentary Blackfin? That is a sad documentary. Don't watch that documentary.
What is it about?
It's like SeaWorld and like the abuse that they do to
Oh,
the killer whales. It's a very
uh,
sad one. Don't watch it.
yeah. I've heard about that.
It's a good one, but it's about a sad topic, so that's why it's difficult to watch.
Uh, I remember that.
Hmm. It
Remember
was
like,
big a couple years ago, I feel,
hmm hmm.
or like
It's it's
four.
like that. It's like that topic of like zoo animals. But like, if you release them out to the wild, will they survive?
Yeah,
Because they're zoo animals.
yeah. The animals that were born there and just raised there, like, can they really survive on their own? But
Right. Have you thought about question of the day?
yeah, we'll go to the we'll go to documentaries. We can make
Oh.
a documentary thing the question of the day. First, it's a two-parter,
Okay.
so prepare for this. The first part is, um, have you seen a documentary recently that you liked? Yes or no? And then the second part, if you answered yes to the first part, what was it? So it's a very simple one. I don't want to hear about any unless you enjoyed Blackfin, like no like things that you didn't like watching, but you watched one. It's like if you've seen any documentaries recently that you liked, yes or no, and then what was it?
Boom.
We could also just wrap this into a single question by just saying, what's a documentary you see? Wow, what is a documentary? A documentary. Wow, that was difficult that you've seen recently that you liked. That's a much easier way to phrase this whole question.
So what is the question of the day?
Yeah, a documentary that you like.
What's the documentary that you like?
I
Boom.
liked March of the Penguins. I'm counting March of the Penguins as a documentary. I liked that one.
They did a good job at I feel like marketing, because I feel like it didn't feel like a documentary when they marketed it.
It kind of just felt like a massive movie, which I feel like is what documentaries kind of should feel like, but there's the whole storytelling aspect behind the scenes too for it. But that one, I feel like it was really easy for them because there weren't really a lot of people that were involved in it at all. It's all just filming the penguins.
Mhm.
I thought that's interesting. So I'm going to say that one's my answer.
Boom. Oh. I think my answer would be the last documentary I saw was, I'm not even sure it was a documentary. It was about that Penn State guy, the coach. Was it
Oh,
Penn State?
yeah.
Okay.
The coach that did the things to the players
Well,
of football.
assistant coach apparently did molest children who were going at his camps,
Mm.
but the documentary went about the side of the Penn State's coach of like he reported it. The whole controversial was like, should he have done more
Oh,
than just report it? And I'm not sure about the inside of this, but apparently when they did take him to court, the court ruling was like he did everything he was supposed to.
yeah.
But like he reported it to the people who he needed to report when he heard of the suspicions and whatnot.
Yeah.
But the whole thing of like how much did he know and how much did he do? Because Penn State's all for football, and when football comes around, like when sports comes around, people are
Yeah.
like, let him be coach.
Yeah.
And I think
Like they're willing to do whatever they need to.
but I think what sucked about that was like he basically gave his life for that college, for that
Yeah.
whole thing, and then the school
All just taken away.
the school basically put him under the bus.
Yeah.
Boom.
I actually took a snapshot of our chat and I don't realize why I did that. So that's awkward. But yeah, so that's the question of the day. And yeah, I mean, that's an interesting one too. I feel like that's a big topic, the one that you chose.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of all of that. But let us know what you saw that.
That was really
Yeah, I'm just pushing buttons.
Paterno.
Paterno. Yeah, that's what it was. Lou. It was Lou, right?
Joe Paterno.
Why did I say Lou?
Most
But Joe
successful
Paterno.
coach in college football history.
Yeah.
The
And then all
Jason
just stripped away.
scandal.
Yeah.
So that was definitely interesting.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, let us know what your guys' documentary that you liked, that you've seen recently or not recently is. Let us know in the comments. And again, everybody, it's Talkmen Tuesday on a Tuesday. Thank you so much for all of your support with all of this. Seriously, it makes it doing fun. And even though this wasn't on a Monday, I swear I still enjoy this, and so does Angel. But thank you for all your support. And as always, go check out the YouTube if you're watching this on YouTube. Thank you very much. It's Angel Corrado 2, all one word. You can view us there. Check out my new haircut. Looking pretty good, except this little thing over there. But and and check out Angel's noise canceling headphones. But don't forget to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and for all of you listening on whatever podcast, I guess, platform you do, we appreciate your support there as well, and we look forward to talking to you all again on the next episode next week when we can talk more about Valentine's Day.
Boom. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you. Have a great week.
Peace.